from now, I'm going to hand you $200 for free. No catch, no gimmicks, no opt-in. You don't have to buy anything, give me your details, or jump through any hoops. In fact, you won't have to do a single thing for the $200. It's a gift. The instructions to claim it will pop up right below this video when the timer hits 0. I've even added a countdown so you can watch it tick down. So why am I doing this? Because I'm buying your time. Plain and simple. Your attention is worth more to me than $200, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I need you to hear what I'm about to say, and honestly, you'd be doing me a favor by sticking around. But here's the deal. If you leave now, you're walking away from $200. Poof, gone. Cold, hard cash I'm gifting you for giving me a few minutes of your day. So, grab a coffee, sit back, and let's make this worth your while. Because what I'm about to show you has never been shown on the internet, and is worth way more than $200. In the next 7 minutes, I'm going to show you how to generate $400 to $700 per day in true passive income, using what I call $7 tiny online vending machines. Now, if you're here hoping to become a millionaire overnight, I'm sorry, but this isn't for you. But if $400, $600, even $700 a day sounds pretty good, especially when it rolls in while you're sleeping, eating, or binging Netflix, then this might just change your life. Take a look at this. No selling, no website, no talking to anyone, no ads, no TikTok, no Shopify, no experience, no learning curve, no marketing, no social media, nothing you've heard before. And that's exactly why I call them tiny online vending machines. Let me explain. You know those vending machines you see around town? You load them up with snacks, scatter a few in the right places, and they make money on autopilot. You don't need to convince someone to buy chips. They just do. You don't need to pitch. You don't need to post content. You just collect the cash. At most, you refill them once a week. Now, imagine all that. But online, where you don't even have to refill them. There's no maintenance, no driving around, no machines to restock or repair, just passive income to collect. Set them up once, walk away, and watch the money come in. And yes, at $7 each, they cost less than a pizza. So if you're ready, grab a coffee, lean in, and let me show you how this works. Because in less than 6 minutes from now, you'll understand why these little machines are the most unfair, low-effort way to build daily passive income. Hi, I'm Robin. And no, I'm not some slick guru or tech genius. I'm just an ordinary guy, someone who's been where you are right now. Not until long ago, I was almost broke, scraping by, chasing one shiny opportunity after another. You know the drill. Dropshipping, affiliate marketing, YouTube channels, TikTok hustles, digital products. I tried it all. And every time, I'd shell out my hard-earned cash, follow the proven blueprint, and end up with nothing but a lighter wallet and a lot of frustration. Yes, I've fallen for it too. Guru after guru, video after video, all promising me the world. Millionaire mentor, quit your job in 30 days. Yeah, right. I'd sit there watching hours of hype, only to realize I was still stuck. Broke. Tired, and honestly, pretty pissed off. Here's what I learned after years of banging my head against the wall. Every single online opportunity out there, every single one, has the same dirty secret. The people making money from them, well, they spent years failing, tweaking, and grinding. And they spent a lot. No, you can't start dropshipping with just a fuke. And no, it's not easy. 99% fail. Or how about all those YouTube or TikTok opportunities you hear people making millions from? All you end up is hours of editing and praying the algorithm likes you, months before something starts moving. Affiliate marketing? Good luck competing with the big dogs. Listen, doesn't matter what online method for generating cash you look at. The stats don't lie. Only 0.1% ever make it big. And even then, it's brutal. It takes time, money, patience, experience, and a mountain of trial and error. I don't know about you, but I didn't sign up for hard. And it's not that I was lazy, I just knew my limitations. I didn't have money, I wasn't a marketer, and I had zero experience. I wanted something that actually works, and that I can actually do it. Something simple, something real. And after all that struggle, I finally stumbled upon an opportunity I've never seen or heard about. Not because I'm special, but because I refuse to give up looking. Here's the plain and simple truth. There's only one way to make real money online without knowledge, money, experience, or grinding your life away. And nobody is talking about it. You won't find this on YouTube, TikTok, or some guru's overpriced course. It's been hiding in plain sight, and if I weren't a coder, I'd have missed it too. See, I've been coding since AI was just a buzzword, scraping by on Upwork for $30 an hour, building apps, fixing bugs, nothing glamorous. Then one day, a client hit me with the strangest request I'd ever heard. Except, he didn't act like a client. He didn't ask for a quote, didn't send project specs, didn't even care about my rate. He just kept asking me questions. Odd ones. Have you ever thought about who controls what people see online? He asked. What if the biggest moneymakers online are the things nobody sees? He continued. At first I thought he was nuts, but then he said something that made me sit up straight. Google's great at showing people what exists, but it's blind to what's missing. And that's where the money is. That line hit different. He didn't sound like some wannabe startup bro. He sounded like someone who knew something. And then he said this. If you understand AI, I'll explain everything. Help me build it, and we'll both get rich. I Googled his name, and my jaw hit the floor. He used to work at Google, not in engineering, not writing code, but deep inside their strategic product and data teams. He spent nearly a decade helping map how people interact with search results, what gets clicked, what gets skipped, and what never shows up at all. He wasn't a coder. He was the guy who read the signals before anyone else even knew they were there. The guy executives asked when they wanted to know what was coming next. He'd been in rooms most people never get into, seen data most of us didn't even know existed. But then, he walked away, quietly. No blog post, no podcast tour, just disappeared. Until now. He told me he left Google because he saw something nobody else saw. A flaw, a massive blind spot in how the internet actually works. Something so big, it could hide billions of dollars in plain sight. He called it the internet's blind spot. Not a bug, not a loophole, something deeper. He said, most people think the internet shows everything, but it doesn't. It only shows you what's already there, what's been posted, published, or paid for. Then he leaned in. But here's the crazy part. There's a whole layer of the internet nobody sees. Not Google, not YouTube, not anyone. Why? He said. Because it hasn't been created yet. It's empty. But not useless. I frowned. What do you mean? Empty. He smiled. That's the gold mine. The things that don't exist yet, that's where the real money hides. Most people search for what's already online. I'm hunting what's missing. And trust me, that's the part worth billions. And then he stopped for a few seconds and then asked me, do you know what lives in that blind spot? I had no idea what he was talking about, but before I could say anything, he continued, domains. I blinked. Domains? Like website names? He nodded. Out of the hundreds of millions of unregistered domains out there, there's a tiny fraction, maybe 0.00001%, that are absolute gold mines. Problem is, it's impossible to find them without AI. If we could find them, all we would need to do is register them for a few bucks. And here is the wild part. I know how we can sell them in a matter of days for huge profits. Not weeks, not months, but days. I thought he was nuts. Gold mines? Domains? What was this guy smoking? But then he broke it down, and it clicked. Picture this, he said. There are hundreds of millions of unregistered potential domains floating around. Most are junk, but deep inside this huge amount of unregistered domains, there are gold mines. In other words, short, 4 or 5 letters, catchy and brandable names that are not registered yet. And here's the thing. These words don't need to mean anything. They just need to sound good. Think of Uber.com, Tesla.com, or Zappos.com. Back before those companies existed, those words meant nothing, and in fact, they are not really words. So why did the founders of Uber.com, Tesla.com, or Zappos.com pay hundreds of thousands for the domains? Simple. They liked those words for their brand, and above all, they were short and memorable. I nodded, and I must admit, still skeptical. AI and machine learning are the key, he said. Humans can't sift through hundreds of millions of possibilities. It's like finding a needle in a haystack the size of Texas. But AI can do what we can't. And not only that, it can analyze patterns from 800 million domains sold over the past 28 years. Think about that. 28 years of data showing what sells, why it sells, and for how much. The AI doesn't guess. It knows which short, catchy names match the blueprint of domains that brands fight over. This is something that was impossible to figure out before AI came into the picture. Now, here is where I had my aha moment. He was right. Look at history. Zappos.com was purchased by someone for a few bucks, a word that means nothing, but short, catchy, and memorable. It sold for over $200,000 to the company who wanted it for their new brand. Zappos. Not bad, huh? $10 turned into $200,000. Same goes for Etsy, Lyft, Vimeo, Yelp, Quora, Reddit, and countless others. These were just random words with no meaning, until the right company came along. And then bam, they were digital gold. Back when they were unregistered.